I have been in very similar situations to what you described in a post Shell career consulting assignment. And I'll say that the manager, the boss of the organization, top of the pyramid, was the greatest micromanager I have ever seen in my life, before or since. He had to approve everything, right down to individual travel approvals, uh, trivial travel approvals in terms of, a large corporation. And it absolutely choked the organization. And the example that I made to him was, imagine you have this pyramid, you're at the top, and you have direct reports, and they have direct reports, and they have direct reports. And depending upon how many layers you have in your organization, at the bottom, you have a whole lot of people with a lot of links between you and them. And you want them to do exactly what you would do if you were there, because that's your style. But you can't possibly watch all those thousands of people. So you rely on passing your word down through this chain of command. And if there are 5 levels in that chain of command, and you are not empowering each of the people at those levels to do the work in accord with your general guidelines, but as they see best, then the effectiveness of how you will do it is diminished at each level, because they don't know exactly how you would do it, yet they feel constrained. They are not empowered to do it with the best of their own talents. And so if you think of the man at the top with 100% effectiveness, by the time it gets to the bottom, it's diminished at each level. And so the power of the organization is less than the sum of the parts, because of the reduction in effectiveness and instruction as it goes to the lower levels. It's like the famous story of the whisper game. You've got 20 people sitting around a room, and one whispers a story into the ear, and by the time it gets to the other end, it's a completely different story, because it's been miscommunicated. And that happens in organizations like I'm describing, with total top-down control. And so I encourage this leader to think, what if instead, within guidelines about company core values and operating principles, you empowered each of the people at the lower levels to do what it is necessary to achieve your goals in the best way they saw possible. And that in fact, at some levels, there were people that knew how to do their task even better than you did. So instead of 100% of your efficiency at this task, you would have 120%. And then the sum of the parts is greater. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts.